Alright, hello everyone, I'm DSP and welcome to Hate Live. This is the very special Washington edition podcast. That is right, ladies and gentlemen, for the very first time, I am broadcasting to you live on Hate Live from my new home in Washington State. To prove it, I left some of the moving boxes to my left. Actually, the truth is, this week's been very hectic with all of our stuff showing up about a week ago. The movers moving everything in. Took us about 3-4 days to really get accustomed and settled in. All of our stuff is finally here. And now, finally, I am here and set up to some capacity. Not a great capacity, not a huge one. I even said before I started today's stream, please everyone be patient with me for this episode and for the next few episodes because I need to get everything working. And in fact, I'm starting a half an hour later than I had intended. I had all kinds of technical difficulties with microphones and no sound playing and all this crap. We're going to get better. We're going to get back to where we were back when we were in Connecticut. Remember, I had it perfected. I had live callers were perfect. Everything was perfect. Unfortunately, I lost all that when I went to this new setup. However, now we're back. And hopefully within the next couple of weeks, months, as we continuously do podcasts and live streaming, I'll be able to get it back to as good as it was. But for now, we are where we are, okay? So thanks for being here tonight. Tonight is the very special Washington edition of Hate Live, where it's going to be a little different than a typical episode of Hate Live, to warn everyone. It's going to be handled like this. The very first segment, which is probably going to be the longest one, is probably going to run about 45 minutes to an hour. I'm going to be talking about the move out here, all the stuff that Leanna and I have done since we've been out here, all the stuff that got moved in, the deliveries, all kinds of stuff there. I'm going to tell you about the best, great things that I really like about our new place, and I'm going to talk about the things that, unfortunately, I think could be a little better, things that I definitely need to look into to improve, observations about being out here. I'm going to tell you basically the whole story and get you caught up so you know what's going to be happening in the next few days to weeks, because there's some big changes and good, exciting news that I want to give to you tonight that concerns the next couple of days and or weeks, okay? And then we're going to take a break, and there's no back in the day segment this time around because this time I want to focus primarily on the move to Washington. And then basically when that segment, when the first segment's over, the next segment's going to be live callers where you guys can call in live on Skype to ask me questions about the move or about anything that's going on here, okay? So the first thing you might be saying, if you didn't see the weekend preview, this is the first time that you're seeing this setup. And what this is the back wall of my office, which is pure white, which is good because it's a great flat filming location. What you see on me sitting on, let me show you, is actually a part of my sectional sofa from downstairs, but the sofa was too big for my living room. This one piece of the sectional was too large. So I actually brought it upstairs to use it as a chair, and actually in a couple of weeks this will be moving out of my office and into Leanna's office, and I'm going to be getting my own love seat. That's right, a nice big dark grayish love seat that's going to be my couch slash lounging area for when I'm gaming here in my office. So that's coming later on. I'll actually give you the date when it's supposed to be delivered later on in this podcast. But for now, this is kind of my setup. What I'm intending to do is in the the future, not anywhere in the short term, because I'm still just getting accustomed to being here and all the equipment and everything. But I'm gonna get a nice green screen setup where I should be able to put it up here. Okay, I should actually be able to put like a green screen setup behind me, and when I do that, it should actually allow us to have backdrops and things, that we actually had, that other people do. So people, gaming news, and behind them there's a picture of the game or whatever going, stuff like that. I've never been able to do that, and I do want to have a green screen setup for future projects and stuff. I've had a few ideas of shows that I could do with stuff like that. But it's a good filming wall, too, unlike the wall in Connecticut that unfortunately had a big paint line down the middle and a light switch. This is a nice, plain filming wall that I can use for filming, and I really do like it. So that's pretty good, right? That's a good improvement. Alright, so let's just jump right into it because we got a lot to cover. We got a lot to talk about when it comes to this move to Washington, okay? So as you guys knew, especially if you were following me along these past couple of months, this was a long time coming. I had wanted to move out of Connecticut for a while. At first, when I first started this YouTube thing in Connecticut, I basically said I wanted to get an office. I wanted to get a place where I had space to film. I could control everything. It's not that I was using the middle of my living room to do my business. I wanted a formal workplace to perform my business. But when I started looking at offices in Connecticut, they were incredibly expensive, and the taxes that I was paying in Connecticut, especially the state tax, was way too freaking much. The state was taking so much money from me that I said I could never, ever have an office or anything in Connecticut. I got to get out of here if I'm going to take this seriously. And unfortunately, you know, we had a few ups and downs there for a couple of years with the thing that happened with Machinima renegotiating contracts, and people were being threatened. Would people even be able to do video game footage on the internet anymore? For a while, you know, it was kind of a little iffy, so I held off, and I said I'm not going to do any kind of life-changing move or changes until finally we find out if this is really going to work out. Fast forward, you know, to here, to now, 2014, when finally I've been doing this for 3 steady years. There really is no signs of it stopping at this point. It seems like we're full speed ahead. I'm making a certain amount of money. It's finally leveling out where I can see exactly how much money I'm making in a year doing it, and it's a decent amount of money. And I said, this is it. If I'm ever going to do it, I have to do it now, because if I hold off and then later on in life I want to move and I can't because I didn't do it when I was younger and it was easier to do, I'm going to regret it for the rest of my life that I got stuck in Connecticut for my whole life. And so we did this big, huge jump. And, you know, for months, as you guys know, this was an ongoing process. We came out here to Washington State to see potential homes. We saw 7 of them. We toured Seattle. We absolutely loved it. And finally, we said, that's it. Let's do the deal. Let's pull the trigger on this particular house that we like. And don't get me wrong. It's no cup of tea and no bed of roses. There were lots of issues that happened during the process. Me trying to prove that I make what I make and that it's legitimate income, and it, you know, because I am contracted with Machinima, but I don't technically work for Machinima. I'm an independent contractor, so it's hard to say that my income is verifiable income. And so it was hard to get the mortgage company to actually approve my loan. Then we had issues with the house. That's right. As we moved in, we found out all these issues with the house, which we're going to get to. So it has been difficult. And by the way, the move was very stressful. Moving across country is not an easy thing to do. It's very, very pricey. Moving across the country originally was supposed to cost me $5,000. By the end of the move, it was over $7,000 just for the movers alone. So it was a very costly thing. But from what I can tell you right now, from all the initial things that we've seen since we've been here for 3 weeks, not only is this going to work out well, this is going to be a massive improvement, not only in our quality of life, but the quality of the footage that I'm going to be able to put out for you guys, the freedom that we're going to have, the convenience of the things in this area. Just wait to hear about some of the stuff I'm going to tell you on tonight's podcast. It's going to be amazing. I mean, it's better than I ever could have expected it was going to be. And we've been saying this to ourselves since we moved here. Like, we had no clue that half the stuff that's around is here and is so convenient and is so nice, and it's just nuts. It's absolutely nuts, okay? So, as we get started, here the first thing that I want to tell you about Seattle and about Washington State is that you absolutely must not believe the bullshit and the shit talk that people say about this region of the country. Before I moved here, all I heard was, why would Phil want to move there? Doesn't it rain all the time? Isn't it always cloudy? Isn't that a high percentage of people who get depressed for living in that part of the country and they end up killing themselves? And it's like, you hear all this stuff and you're like, wow, it really doesn't sound like a nice place to live. There's never any sun. The people out there are all pale because there's no sun and rain. They get depressed and have mental illness and stuff because of it. It's 100% bullshit. Unbelievable. Let me tell you, just a perfect example. Since the mover showed up a week ago and all the equipment got moved in, it's been a bright, sunny, 85-degree Fahrenheit days every single day. I shit you not a cloud in the sky, hot as hell, like super hot. I mean that, like it's really hot here. And my office itself has been heated up because the sun beats on this back wall of my office, similar to how it used to my living room in my condo in Connecticut. And it heats up the room, and I had to buy all these tower fans and shit, and I have a window fan and a tower fan behind you blowing constantly to get circulation in this room because it's so hot and sunny. So whoever the fuck made the bullshit up saying that it rains here all the time is a fucking liar. In fact, if you actually look at statistics, it'll prove that Northeast United States, so you're talking New York, Connecticut, that area of the country gets way more precipitation in a year than Washington State. What the difference here is that in Washington State, you maybe a couple times a week will get a little bit of drizzly rain or whatever, and that's it. But you get it a lot, you know what I mean? Like, you'll get it a couple times a week. over on the East Coast, you may have entire weeks that are sunny, but the difference is then you get hit by a fucking hurricane, then there's a freaking typhoon, tornado, then you get blizzards and snowstorms and hailstorms and wintry bullshit. You get the worst of every extreme on the East Coast where I was living. Here now, we get moderate weather all the time. So I don't know who the hell made that shit up. It's bullshit. The weather here is beautiful, okay? I can tell you this, even though you can still hear... There is some nasal drip going on. Yes, my post-nasal drip, which kind of came to a head right before I moved. If you remember, I went to the doctor. I thought I had strep throat for one day. I do still have the post-nasal drip, but it's way better than it was. When I was in Connecticut, I would wake up, and I would wake up with my throat. I'd be like, ugh, ugh. Have to choke up all the shit that was pouring down my throat overnight. Most of that has gone away. I still have it to some extent, but it's not on full blast overnight and all the time. I'm not losing my voice at all. That's another major thing. Back on the East Coast, remember my voice was always hoarse. I was losing my voice. That's not happening at all since I've been here, and I can tell gradually it's getting a little better and a little better day by day. Now, in August, I actually will have my new health care. Right now, I'm still on my Connecticut plan, but that ends at the end of July, and I'll be jumping into a new plan starting in August. Then I'm going to go to the doctor. I'm going to get all checked out, look at my sinuses. Can you look at it, and get all that shit cleared up. Because now I'm finally in a position where I don't have the pollen and shit bothering me, and I'll be able to clear it up once and for all. So hopefully by the end of this year, you won't hear me snorting and everything and all that shit anymore. Okay? What else? So the weather, way different than what people would tell you. I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous, the bullshit, okay? The prices out here are about the same as what I paid in Connecticut. I'd say the gas is actually slightly more expensive. The prices in stores are a little bit less expensive, especially restaurants we've been to seem to be a little bit less pricey than they were in Connecticut. The sales tax is slightly higher. In Connecticut, the sales tax was 6% of everything you spend goes to tax. Here it's 9%, but here's the difference. In Connecticut, I was getting billed income tax on my money that I make from being self-employed. So I was getting billed a big chunk of thousands and thousands of dollars. In fact, I think I had paid like almost $2,000 every 4 months. Sometimes it was more than that. I think it was at one point it was $3,000 every 4 months. So just think about that. That's like $10,000 to $12,000 out of my pocket every year going to Connecticut. For what? What the fuck did they do to earn my money? Nothing. They just rob you, literally. It's it's theft, okay? So here in Washington, they have no state income tax. So what that means is that when I go to a store and I actively choose to spend my money at a store, I pay 9% sales tax. But at least I'm choosing to spend my money on things that I want or need. Not they just take the fucking money from me, right? When I get nothing fucking for it. That's the difference out of living out here. It's a big fucking difference. So initially right there, I'm retaining way more money than I would have literally blown if I were living in Connecticut. So that's a very positive thing. So that's kind of my initial impressions. Also, what's different in Washington versus Connecticut? Well, I can tell you, number one, no Italian food. There is Italian food here. It's not real Italian food. It's fake. You eat it and it tastes like Mexican, or it tastes like salt and preservatives. It's just gross. And we've had it and it's just not good. Italian food on the West Coast is terrible. You know why? Because no real Italians actually came out here. It seems like the Italians primarily stayed on the East Coast. I don't know why, but that just seems to be the case. Number two, there is a far higher concentration of Asian population out here. Everywhere I go, we see, Asian families, and it's not just one kind of group either. I see a wide variety. I see Korean, Vietnamese, Thai. I wouldn't say Japanese too much. I think Chinese. So there's a really nice demographic of Asian population out here. And the good news about that is if you like Asian food, you would love this area. We already went to Vietnamese, Thai. There was another one. I'm trying to think. It was in between play. We went to like 3 or 4 Asian restaurants so far since we've been out here, and we've liked every one. And it's all different. Sometimes you get egg noodles. Sometimes you get sushi. Sometimes you get Thai cuisine that's cooked with the special Thai spices and stuff like that. Oh, it's delicious. It's so good. It's healthy for you. Really good stuff. And that's one of the things that we're actually happy about, is that the selection of food out here is very nice. There's actually a really good Mexican restaurant that's right nearby to us. I had no good Mexican food in Connecticut at all. It was all crap or chain stuff. Here it's like local Mexican restaurants, authentic cuisine, and it is absolutely delicious. One thing that I've definitely noticed, there are way fewer people out here than there are in Connecticut. It is not anywhere near as cramped or crowded out here as it was. It seems like per person, per capita, there is a lot more space and a lot more, you know what I mean? Like there's just not 1,000 people in a fucking square foot like there is on the East Coast. It just seems like there's so many people living on the East Coast. Anytime I ever wanted to drive anywhere in Connecticut, there was traffic. It didn't matter if I was going a block, a town, a state over, there's traffic, no matter what. Here, what they call traffic, I call any time that I ever jumped on the road in Connecticut. Because here, the roads are fairly clear. If you're not going out on a rush hour, you can get across the entire city in, say, 5 to 10 minutes without highways. You can just fly right across the city. Which I know to some people, what? Yeah, it's that nice out here. So that's another major change. And then, of course, the one thing that I wanted to mention that really we didn't plan on, and it just happened upon it, where we live right now is literally in proximity. If you look in a circle, maybe a 5-mile circle around our house, we've got everything we could ever want or need within that 5 miles. You've got grocery stores. You've got regular clothing, department store shopping. You've got nice restaurants. You've got quick fast food restaurants. You've got hardware supply stores. You've got furniture stores. You've got home furnishing stores. You've got Best Buy and Fry's. You've got, everything is here. Everything is literally here. And we got a bus line. The bus stop is literally 20 feet away from the entrance to our gated community. So even if a car was busted, we could jump on a bus. The bus will take us all around town. It's amazing. And we didn't plan on that. But this is the first time in my life that I am in such close proximity to everything that I want. So let me give you some perspective on that, okay? When I had my rental car, we had a rental car for 2 weeks, okay? Before the my car finally was delivered this past Monday. So we had a rental car for 2 weeks. On that rental car, we put, we went everywhere. We went and we bought furniture. We went eating out every day multiple times. We bought groceries. We bought supplies for the house, home furnishings. We just drove around to see what was in the area. For 2 straight weeks, we were constantly out of the house driving. We didn't even use a tank of gas. We had a quarter of a tank left when I returned that rental car to the rental car place. That's right. That's how crazy it is. Like, everything is so literally so close. You don't have to go far out of your way to get to anything where I live. This is like the ideal for me, for my age, and the fact that my back unfortunately is messed up. I don't ever need to drive on the highway because I am in close proximity. Even in Seattle, if I want to drive into Seattle, it takes about 45 minutes. I don't need to drive on a highway. I can literally do a straight shot right into southern Seattle from where I am. It's nuts. I couldn't believe it. This is like seriously the ideal place for someone like me and Leanna, young people like us to be thriving. Now you may be saying, okay, what about, that's great for in-person, what about the internet? Because that was the big thing, the big concern was that, Phil, the only internet that's available in that area that's really high speed is Comcast internet. And everyone, the horror stories about Comcast is terrible, Comcast throttles your internet, Comcast internet sucks ass, it's slow, it's terrible, it's unreliable, they have horrible customer support, and all that jazz, right? I will say this, yeah, we had a few snafus here or there, especially with the installation of the internet here, where we actually had 2 techs show up instead of 1. That's how dumb Comcast is. But, that being said, since it got hooked up, the only problem that I have with Comcast internet is the wireless internet in their routers is terrible. Their cable modem also has a wireless router built in, and it's a piece of shit. It disconnects all the time. It's a wonky signal. So outside of the fact that I went and I bought my own powerful Belkin wireless router. I'm sorry, it's not Belkin, it's Netgear. Netgear wireless router. Outside of that fact, the internet's great. I can upload at super high speeds whenever I want. Doesn't seem to ever have an issue where it goes down, at least yet, since this week that I've been using it has never been gone down. Right now I'm live streaming, and yeah, I'll drop a few frames of animation here or there, but it's nothing like when I was in Connecticut, when all of a sudden the stream would go into a fucking slideshow and screw up. Now, I want to knock on wood, because obviously I've only been doing this for less than a week, and I don't want to say, wow, it's great, and the next thing you know, tomorrow the whole thing goes to hell in a handbasket. But as of now, it's looking really, really good. My stream quality, people are saying, Phil, your stream quality is great, doesn't ever chop up, isn't screwing up. We love it, and I'm happy too. I'm happy that I'm able to get all my work done, do it, and not have to worry about, oh, the internet's down, I can't do it now, or this or that, and shit like that. Those days seem to be in the past, ladies and gentlemen. So thank you for those of you who were very patient for that year to year and a half that I was trying to live stream out of Connecticut, and we had major difficulties. I think we're good to go now that I'm here, and I am paying for dedicated business internet line. It is a high-quality internet line that, I pay a shitload of money for, but I think it's going to be worth it in the long run. So there you go. It's pretty funny because some people here are saying, oh, well, the stream was stuttering for me the whole time. As Phil says, I have no issues. I tell you right now, I'm watching the stream myself wirelessly from my router downstairs. Not one frame drop. It's smooth as hell. I can see it on my laptop screen here. So if you're having issues, it's your internet, not mine, and not anything to do with me broadcasting. It's your internet that's screwed up, okay? All right, so that being said, what I'd like to do is give you guys a brief recap of everything that we've done since we've been here. It's going to be very brief. I won't give too much detail, but there are a few things that I do need to mention, a shout out or two that I definitely need to give of some people that have been really nice to us, okay? So first of all, when we moved out here, we had nothing. We literally moved out here with nothing but our suitcases and my backpack and carry-on from the plane, okay? The movers weren't coming for over a week and a half after we arrived. We had a bed set that had been ordered from a company called Bassett Furniture in Connecticut that is supposed to deliver the bed set to us here, but we had no idea when. And by the way, we still have no fucking idea when, and I'll talk about that because that's something I have a bone to pick with those assholes, okay? But outside of that, we didn't know it. We didn't know what furniture we were going to get. We didn't know anything about anything, right? So that first day we got here, and luckily I have to give a shout out to our neighbors on this side. Her name is Sue. She actually went and talked to the association president who also lives in this facility. His name is Neil. He lent us a big inflatable queen-size bed, and Sue dragged it upstairs and put sheets on it for us. And we were so grateful that she did that because when we showed up, oh my God, our backs were shot. You know, we had been traveling the whole day and we just wanted to relax. And even though, I'll be honest, the bed wasn't great, it was better than just a standard inflatable bed. And we keep in mind, we had to sleep on this thing for over a week and a half. It lasted, and it ended up being a better situation than originally we thought it was going to be, so that was nice. And then basically what ended up happening, it became a combination of us rushing everywhere to go shopping and trying to find and purchase furniture and do that stuff, while also being here for installation. So on that very first day, Tuesday, that we have been here, the internet guys show up. Now, it's supposed to be one line for my business internet upstairs. That's the fastest internet that Comcast has. Downstairs, they were installing a separate line that was going to be our wireless internet line for all of our devices, like our iPhones, iPads, this laptop right here when I do live streaming. All that stuff we wanted hooked up to that one, separate from the business line, so it doesn't interfere with it, right? And then we wanted to have a phone line installed. So we told them, come between these two certain times. They sent 2 technicians, because it's 2 separate lines, to come install this stuff, which is like, why would you do that? Like, how stupid can you be? The technicians here even said, this is like the only time we've ever had 2 people show up at one job. These people are idiots. However, it did work out. They installed the stuff. It took about 2 hours because they had some issues. They never really installed 2 business level modems in one place before. And I'll be honest, there were a few little hiccups here or there, but after, an hour or 2, they figured it out. And since then, my internet's been on, powerful, and I really have, like I said, besides the router, the wireless built into these things sucking, I really have no complaints. It's fast, it's efficient, it works, you know what I mean? I get what I need done, whether it's on my phone, oh, I got an email, I got to do this quick, whether it's on my laptop here for live streaming, whether it's the internet here for uploading and streaming, everything's good. So that worked out well. The day after that, the television guys showed up. And immediately, we've never seen anything like this before. Why do you have 2 modems? Why is the phone in this room instead of this room? We have to move your phone. So, of course, again, because I'm the oddball out, no one knows what they're doing. But they figured it out, too. And within about 2 hours, they had set up my TV and DVR in my office here. There's a TV and DVR set up in the bedroom, and then downstairs in the living room as well, there is one, okay? And since then, I've actually programmed each box to record certain stuff. This one records wrestling, so if I'm going to start watching wrestling again, probably this coming week to get caught up with everything that's been going on, because I have not watched any wrestling whatsoever since I've moved out here, so I'm almost a month behind now on what's going on in the world of pro wrestling. That's going to be in here. We'll record some shows up in the bedroom and some down in the living room. Different things that we can watch in different rooms, okay? Okay, and so that got installed, and that worked out well. What else did we do? We went grocery shopping to try to furnish the place. We started immediately trying to get the necessities. So, toilet paper, plungers, cleaning necessities, things like that, things for the bathroom, things to, to wash ourselves and things. Those are the necessities you need right away. Then we would go out and we would get different stuff. So, for example, okay, wave number 2. Okay, extra garbage cans, extra this, extra that, And then, fans. We need fans for certain rooms that are really hot. So this is gradually, we were basically adding things to the place before the movers showed up with all our stuff. Because basically, we had until the movers showed up to buy all the furniture, schedule when it was going to be delivered, and have other things in place so when the mover showed up, we could hook the stuff up and I could start working relatively quickly. Okay. Oh, excuse me. I'm getting all kinds of gas because I'm drinking seltzer water. So, what did we do? We went out and we bought furniture. What furniture did we buy? Well, we bought a sectional sofa. You're seeing a piece of it right now. I'm sitting on it. But you've probably seen the vlogs. A nice sectional sofa in the living room, which for whatever reason has caused some kind of mass controversy on the internet that Darkside Phil does not know how to set up a sofa in his living room. He's not supposed to have that kind of sectional sofa, or he set up the sectional sofa wrong. Keep in mind that the sectional sofa is set up exactly the way that they had it in the showroom. I didn't create that layout. They did it. That's how it was in the showroom, and that's how you're supposed to buy it and set it up. But people insist that I did it wrong. Oh my God, Phil has to walk around the edge of his couch to sit on it. Yeah, but when I'm in there, it's amazing. I can lay back and relax. I can lean to the side. I can hold my girlfriend. If she's not feeling good or she's tired, she can lay on the chaise. We've got more than enough room for the both of us and guests, and we're having a ton of fun with it. We love that sofa. So I don't know. I don't care why people think that that's the wrong sofa for us. I don't give a shit. We love it. That's what we wanted all from the get-go, and we got it, and that we're enjoying it. So, to those of you who don't like a sectional sofa. Okay, dining room. The dining room is a very nice dining room set, an all-wood table, 6 nice dining chairs with cloth seating. We actually have a matching TV stand in the living room where we have all of our TV equipment now set up on it. That's really nice. We actually got a storage ottoman, which is, I don't even know if I've shown you guys the storage ottoman now that I'm thinking about it. It's actually at the foot of our bed, and it's great because when we get up and we're getting dressed or whatever, it's somewhere to sit rather than the bed is like really high off the ground. So it's easier to sit on nice on the ottoman, and actually a storage inside of it too that we're not even using yet, but eventually we are going to utilize that, I'm sure. Maybe slippers or, our night clothes, like Leanna has a nightgowns, pajamas. That's what I was looking for. Pajamas, and I have clothes that I like, the comfy clothes to wear at night. We probably store them in there. That's really nice. So the furniture showed up without a hitch. We actually went out and ordered it probably by the end of that first week that we were here, and it actually just got delivered this past Sunday, and we're loving it. The furniture is amazing. Now, there's one piece of furniture you're not seeing yet. It's a love seat that's going to go right here in my office. It's a little less than twice as wide as this, but it's really comfy. It's very nice looking. And for me, when I do longer gameplay streams, what I would usually like to do, especially if it's like a third-person game or whatever, it's not a fighting game where you need to be on your toes or whatever. Sometimes, I lean to the side and relax when we put my feet up. And you can't do that on this chair, obviously, and I can't do that in my office chair, so that's why I decided to buy the love seat. That's being delivered on July 20th. So 10 days from today, I'll have my love seat. Then we'll actually have kind of the refined setup of how I'm going to be doing gameplay and streaming and vlogging and everything from this office once that shows up. That's kind of like the last piece of the puzzle, okay? Now, you might say, well, now wait a minute. You mentioned a bed set earlier on. What happened with that? Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? This is just the stupidest thing. So my parents, if you remember, we vlogged this too about over a month ago. Leanna was in Connecticut. We went to furniture stores. We went to this furniture store called Bassett Furniture in Connecticut. And we found this really nice set. It was a tall dresser, a short dresser with a vanity mirror, and 2 nightstands. My parents bought it for us as a housewarming gift. I mean, how nice of my parents to do that. And I was so grateful or whatever. So we move out here. We order our own furniture. Our own furniture gets delivered. And we're like, where is this bed set? We've heard nothing. We didn't get an email, a phone call. So I brought it up with my parents, and they're like, gee, we don't know either. So they called Bassett Furniture a couple days ago. Come to find out, listen to this. So they have 3 out of the 4 pieces in stock. A nightstand is not in stock, and it's not coming in until August. But they didn't decide to either tell us nor ship anything. They're just sitting on the furniture. It's just sitting in the corner of a warehouse. What kind of customer service is that? So you can't fulfill your delivery date, but you don't even bother to contact the customer and tell them? What? Right? So apparently my parents talked to Bassett Furniture, and Bassett, we're more than willing to ship the 3 pieces right now that are in stock to Phil's new home, but he'll have to pay extra money to have that nightstand delivered later if that's the case. Well, you guess what I say to them? Oh, fuck you, because I'm not paying an extra dollar. I just have not had a chance this week to call them yet because I've been more involved with things like my car and other stuff, which we'll get to. So I haven't had a chance to call them and give them shit, but I am calling them and telling them, I am not paying an extra fucking dollar for that nightstand. You better get the furniture here now, because let's face it, it's their fuck up. If they didn't have everything in stock, they should have told my parents that when they bought the furniture over a month ago, not led them along to believe that it was being delivered when it never was, right? And then they had to go out of their way to find out what was going on with their order instead of vice versa, which is the way it should have been, right? And then on top of all that, we'll ship it to you, but you'll pay extra. Fuck you. They already paid thousands of dollars for the fucking furniture. Go fuck yourself. So that's my opinion. And it's just garbage. I'm gonna call them and I'm gonna have it out with them and say you better do it, or else I'm gonna just tell everyone how your company's a piece of shit. So guess what? Bassett Furniture is already on notice. They better fucking give me my furniture because we paid for it about a month ago now. We still don't have it. And when I do finally call them, I'm gonna give them tear them a new asshole. Okay, so that's the furniture situation. Outside of the furniture situation, really, we've gotten accustomed to a few things. For example, I've never had a garage before, and I actually did a vlog of the garage that very first week that we were here. I don't know what the hell the previous owners here were doing. Like, there's shit in there. I open up a cabinet. Just, you gotta see the vlog, my reaction. It's a bunch of rubber gloves. It's like 40 pairs of rubber gloves. I mean, I think the guy who lived here was Dexter. Seriously, like, who would need that many fucking rubber gloves? I'm just looking at it like, what the hell is this? And there's tools and shit in there that they left, and I don't want to go through their shit. I don't even know what it is. Why do I want to touch their fucking shit? You know what I mean? I'm going to have to eventually, but that's kind of, they left a bunch of junk behind. There's this weird vase in the kitchen that looks like it could be a fucking urn with someone's ashes in it, and I don't want to touch that either. I don't know what the fuck that is, but, the garage is pretty weird with the shit. There's weird stickers all over the fucking walls. It's just really, really bizarre. So I guess now we should get into the problems with the new place. And I'll tell you about, the positive stuff about the new place too. I mean, the problems right now, number one, our primary problem right now, okay, is that the central air in this place sucks. Now, I don't know if it's a fact that maybe the furnace is the same furnace that was installed in 1999 when the house was built and it's too old now and it's a piece of garbage and I need a new furnace. I don't know if it's that they just never had anyone come here to service the central air system and change out the filters. I get the feeling that it's probably both, and here's why I say that. From what I've heard, the people that lived here were only here about 4 months out of the year. By the way, it wasn't the summer months that they were here, because during the summer, the guy apparently who lived here was a fisherman, and he was over in Europe fishing, and then he would bring the family back for, say, the winter for 4 months, and then they would go back to fish for the rest of the year. So this guy probably never used the air conditioning and never used the stuff we're using now, and now come to find out it sucks. That's why right now I have 2 giant effing fans behind the webcam right now. I shit you not. I'll show you. Hold on. Here you go. I'm going to show you. Well, that's not working too well because it's really bright. Hold on. It's still not working. You can't see it, but that is a window fan, and that is a tower fan in the corner blowing tons of freaking air into here. Because if I didn't do that... Oh, that's way off. Because if I didn't do that, this place would be incredibly fucking hot. Like, this room heats up to almost 100 degrees, I shit you not, during the daytime when the sun's hitting this wall. It's really freaking bad, okay? Alright, I see some idiots. I'm going to say this. Mods, please pay attention. There's a bunch of trolls in the stream chat saying stupid shit. I just banned one of them. Please start paying attention. Okay. That is one thing that I should mention. We have all new mods now. Well, almost all new. We have a few people who are still showing up from time to time, but we have a new slew of mods, 4 of them who are trial mods, who I'm trying to see how they do as a job, because unfortunately our old mod staff either weren't doing their job, some of them actually turned into idiots and were causing trouble, and I had to let a few go and get rid of them. And I need better mods for my streams, especially with this new content coming up. I want to be sure that we're up to snuff, and so please keep an eye on the chat, guys. Okay. Alright, so continuing on. So that's one major thing. My central air is shot. It barely works. And I'm worried now that in the winter, the same thing. I'll go to turn it on, no heat. So I have to get a guy out here to service it, but I haven't had a chance. I've been so busy with things every single day. And then now I've actually started streaming this week, so I really haven't had a chance to have anyone come out here to look at it. But I got to try to take some time to call someone in the next couple of days. The other thing is the water heater here. For whatever reason, it seems to be very, weird. Like, I could take a shower right now, no problem. And I don't take short showers. I probably take 10 to 15 minute long showers because I'm a hairy dude. I gotta scrub my body, okay? I'm not like one of these people who's like completely hairless. They could jump in, do a handstand, wet their balls, and then do a backflip out of the shower and they're done in 5 seconds. I can't do that, okay? But for whatever reason, it seems like certain faucets don't get the hot water as much as others, and in particular our bathtub, which is made to be a spa-style tub. I mean, the reason we got it, and we really picked, one of the reasons we picked this house is because that tub is a luxury tub, has a skylight, and that so Leanna could take nice, soothing hot baths. She can't seem to get enough hot water to fill the tub. It gets about half full, then the hot water runs out. And like, now what the fuck's going on? So, unfortunately, we got to figure that out. I don't know if again, is the hot water heater, the pilot light, is there a problem with that? It seems if I go down there and I turn the knob from like ignite pilot to on back and forth, the pilot gets stronger and then we get more hot water. But I don't understand it, and that's not how it's supposed to work. So that's a problem that we're having right now. Another problem that we're having, we haven't had it yet since we moved here because we've literally almost had no rain whatsoever. But another problem that we're having is there is a leak supposedly in the roof above the bedroom, and it's not exactly sure where it is. It's obviously going into the attic somewhere because you can see there's water damage in the master bedroom closet. I did vlog that, by the way. That was one of the first vlogs I did when we showed up here, and we're nervous that during the rainy months that come later on in the year, say the fall and winter, that's going to start to leak. And if that does start to leak, we need to get a professional in here right away to fix it, because there's no way that I can have water pouring into my fucking bedroom. So that is a major concern, but we can't do anything about it until it starts raining so that a roofer can figure out where exactly it's leaking from. So that's something we got to keep an eye on. Okay. So those are kind of the general problems that we're having. We haven't had any major problems. One thing that I was worried about is that we had so much effing trash here, trash and recyclables from the move, and I was worried that we had so much that we were going to get complaints because I had bags of trash piled up last night on the curb, but no one complained, and they came and they took the trash last night, no problem. So it seems like in that regard everything's good. I love our garage. Oh my God, my whole life I wanted a garage. My parents never had one. I didn't have one when I lived at the apartment with 2 other people in New Haven, Connecticut for the year that I lived there. I didn't have it when I lived in my condo in Connecticut. I finally have a garage. It is so awesome because you don't have to worry about your car getting damaged by the elements. You don't have to wake up and your car's covered in fucking pollen from the plants and trees. I love it. I've always wanted it, and now I finally have it. Yes, it's so easy now. When we go shopping, we pull the car right into the garage, close it, walk right into the house with all the bags, and we're done. Versus any other time in my life, I had to go fucking staircases, juggling with heavy bags on and shit, and it's so much nicer to have that versus having to do stairs or whatever with my back. I'm so glad we didn't pick one of those houses that had those fucking staircases. I would have been kicking the shit out of myself right now. We definitely picked the right house for us. We did. The other cool thing is that this community, even though people kind of know each other, they keep to themselves. And even talking with the few neighbors that we have, that's kind of how people like it. People want to keep to themselves unless they need help with something and just have their own lives. So it's not like nosy people trying to figure out what you're doing over here all the time or anything like that. I have heard no noise whatsoever from either side. And the thing is, we do share 2 walls. We're the middle unit here in a 3-unit giganto townhouse building, and I've heard absolutely nothing from either side. Now, I'm sure they have TVs and stuff, right? Well, also, I've had no noise complaints. I've been playing games all week, no noise complaints. We've got the surround sound system with the bass and subwoofer on in the living room all week. No complaints from anyone there. So it's awesome. We're really, really, really enjoying living here so far. And here's hoping that this was the right choice and that this is going to work out in the long term. Because, by the way, we do not, absolutely do not want to move anytime soon. We want to be here for a long haul. I mean, I'm talking probably minimum 8 to 10 years before I want to consider moving somewhere else for whatever reason. Okay? Okay. What else? A few things that I want to give people updates with. First of all, I do want to talk about this because this was one of the final things to get delivered, and it was a major, major pain in the ass. Let me tell you. Oh, you know what? Before we get to that, let's talk about the movers, because the movers were first. The movers came this past Thursday, and what a fucking ordeal that was. I don't even know if I really want to get. Fuck it. I have the right to publicly speak, right, and say things. I use the company called Express Movers. Okay, Express Movers. Not Express with EX, but the letter X and then Press Movers. They supposedly specialize in cross-country moves, okay? And I can tell you this, when they showed up in Connecticut, they were 2 hours late. They had told us they were going to be there between 7 and 9 a.m. They didn't show up till almost 11. So already, right off the bat, they were 2 hours late. I can tell you this, the movers that showed up were very good at what they did. They got the stuff out of there within, say, 4 or 5 hours. Nothing was damaged. That is the one thing I can say. For the stuff they moved, they did a good job. Nothing was damaged whatsoever, okay? But what an ordeal when they show... So they show up here, and immediately we see it's the guy who works for Express Movers and 2 people who don't. And they're like, yeah, we're just hired help. We're here just the muscle to move the stuff into your house. We don't work for Express. We're just contracted. Like me, I'm independently contracted by Machinima to put up videos. These guys were independently contracted to move stuff by Express Movers. So they moved all the stuff in, right? They moved all the stuff in, and I'm like, well, you guys are going to put together the furniture, right? Like, I need the bed. If anything, I definitely need the bed assembled. And the guy who worked for Express Movers, oh, yes, of course I'll do that. The other 2 guys were leaving. And the guy goes, wait, where are you guys going? I need your help. I need your tools in order to assemble the bed. And by the way, I'm looking at my watch. You still have like 15, 20 minutes on the clock. And they're like, no, we don't. We've already worked 7 hours when we said we were only going to work 4. So technically we're 3 hours over the clock. You didn't tell us we were going to be assembling furniture on this job. Keep in mind, we're just hired help. So why are you treating us like this? And I felt bad because I've been there. You know what I mean? Like, I understand being an independent contractor, and now you're going above and beyond. You're doing work that you're not getting paid for, you didn't agree to. That's not right. And that's what's happening with these poor guys. But they're the ones with tools. If they left, I'm screwed. I can't assemble my own bed because it's heavy wood. I can't do that. I don't even know how to start. I didn't disassemble it, so I have no idea how to reassemble the damn thing. So I'm kind of between a rock and a hard place. I can empathize, or I should say sympathize with the guys who want to just get out of here because they feel they've done too much work for what they're getting paid for. But at the same time, it's my bed that I need assembled. I paid for it, and I should have it done. So I pulled the guy aside, who obviously was the guy who owns the contracting business. And I said, I already have it, honey.
Well, I got that.
She must be watching in the other room and heard me start talking about that. And she went to grab the guy's business card because I'm about to give him a big shout out. I said, listen, man, I understand what you're going through. I'm an independent contractor too, and I would be as furious as you are if you were being abused, basically. And the other thing is, he even said, I guarantee you now they'll give me a bad review. They'll go online, they'll say that my business sucks because I didn't agree, do what was agreed to. When I did do what was agreed to, I went above it, but who could prove that, right? So I said, all right, man, listen. I'm going to do you a favor. I'm going to give you a shout out. And please, if you would put the bed together for me, I'll try to give you a shout out. And hopefully, if anyone in the Washington area, and in particular, we live just south of Seattle. So anyone who lives in the Seattle or south of Seattle area, if you're looking for guys who will go above and beyond, these guys, not only did they move my stuff in within 2 hours, everything, they didn't put a fucking scratch on one piece of furniture that they moved in here, and they stayed extra to put my bed together. I didn't have any money to give the guy. I didn't have any my checks were still packed. And I didn't have any cash on me because I hadn't been to an ATM or anything, so I couldn't even give the guy extra money. I said, I'll do my best. What I could do is give you a plug. So the guy's business, it's called Save You Money Services. His name is Michael Clark. I don't want to give you his phone number, but what I do is, if anyone's interested, I'll give you his email. He didn't list a website on here, but his email is mclarke with an E. So MCLARKE 2769 @gmail.com. The guy did a great job for me, and if anyone in this area is ever looking for someone who does a great job and basically deserves more business, because he unfortunately seems to be getting abused by companies who are hiring him, he seems like a good guy. And actually, I'm going to probably call him in the future when I'm looking to do some painting and other stuff here to see if I can give him some extra business, because he definitely deserves it. And I felt bad with the whole situation, having a freaking labor dispute in the middle of a gated community, and there are people watching, what's going on? These people are arguing in the middle of the street. Wasn't very good. And Express Movers, wow, okay, so you got my stuff here quickly and in one piece. But by the way, that's another thing. Express Movers told us originally they would have our stuff here in 5 to 9 days. They didn't have it here until 12. So they quoted us 9 days. That stuff didn't get here until over 12, so they completely lied to us. Did not come through on their agreement of, what they said they were going to do. They didn't assemble the rest of my furniture. I had to assemble my TV stand. I had to assemble my computer desk. And there was one other piece of furniture, too, that I had to assemble by myself because everyone left after they did my bed. It is what it is. But I felt bad that these guys got abused. And Express Movers, I'm sorry. I mean, they did a good job. They got my stuff across the country in one piece. But there's other things that you're supposed to come through on. And abusing independent contractors is not really one of them. Having a labor dispute in the middle of my street is also not one of them. So, at your own caution, decide if you want to use Express Movers, okay? All right. So that's one thing I want. The next thing I want to talk about is the car situation, because the car situation was an effing nightmare. So my car was supposed to show up after a week. After 1 week of being here, my car was supposed to be here. So we show up, and I contact them. The fastest we can get it there is July 7th. And I'm like, that's full over 2 weeks. How could it take that long to get it? Well, that's just how it is. I'm like, well, I'm screwed now. The car is doing what it's doing or whatever. So it is what it is. I can't say no because the car is already in transit, right? And so the car was supposed to be delivered. And the night before, I was supposed to get a call to tell me when the car was going to show up. I never got the call. I got a voicemail saying, call us. I called them back. They never returned my call. So here it is the day the car's supposed to show up. I don't know when it's showing up. Come to find out, I called the people. Oh, well, there's a payment dispute. Apparently, the car dealership that you deal with didn't pay the driver when he picked up the car. The driver drove a week and a half across the country with this car, didn't get payment, so he's not delivering it. I'm like, now wait a minute. Number one, let's think about this logically. Number one, I'm the customer receiving the car. I'm not going to pay you. The dealership was supposed to. So withholding the car literally does nothing to hurt the dealership. It hurts me. So they're really hurting me, not the dealership, and they're hurting the wrong person, number one. Number two, shit, now I lost track. Hold on a second. I lost track of my thought. Oh. Number two, I've got a rental car, right? I've got a rental car that I need to return by a certain time. Again, now I'm going to get fucked because I don't return the rental car, or I return the rental car and I have no car. You know what I mean? So it was this big debacle. I literally had to do all the legwork. I had to call the broker who arranged for this transportation company. I had to call the car dealership and deal with them all day. I was on the phone about all day Monday when I should have been full-time doing gameplay. Instead, I was working with them all day trying to get this car here. The car did finally eventually show up, but even then there's problems. And I have to say, unfortunately, I'm a little disappointed with the service I got from BMW because, number one, they didn't put a plate on the front of the car. They put both plates on the back, which immediately, I don't know if that's legal in Washington State or not. And the first time I drove the car, I could have got pulled over. That's number one. Number two, the car insurance company mailed the car insurance to Connecticut. Wow, that was real smart. I told them I was moving. I gave them the new address, and they still mailed the car insurance to Connecticut. So my dad had to get the car insurance stuff from Connecticut, scan it, and send it to me so I had a copy so I could drive the car. Also, I don't think the car has satellite radio installed, which it was supposed to have. I have satellite radio. As you guys know, I'm a fan of Howard Stern. I don't think the car has satellite radio because it's not in the menu. So I think that BMW fucked that up, and there's no satellite radio in the car. And then last but not least, I don't have a copy of the registration of the car. That's right, they didn't even put it in the car. You're supposed to leave it in the car at all times. They never put it in the car. So right now, technically, I'm driving the car, and it is registered in my name in the state of Connecticut. So if they have to look it up, they can find it. But technically, I'm driving only with insurance and not with registration, and I'm still waiting. I called them yesterday and told them, and the guy says he'll have it overnighted, but he's not in the office till Friday. So I'm like, so now I'm the odd guy out. I'm driving around with Connecticut license plates in Washington State with no registration in the car. Great. I mean, they could have definitely done a much better job with that, especially for the amount of money I'm paying for the car. They're supposed to be the highest level of service, right? Well, unfortunately, I think they did screw up on the satellite radio. They did screw up on the delivery of the car, and they're screwing up now with the registration. So, unfortunately, there seem to be some problems going on right now. Because here's the thing. Without the registration, I can't change the car to be registered in Washington, so I can't get Washington plates. Also, I need to get a new license, a new driver's license in the state of Washington, but I need to have a car registered in Washington. So I need the registration to do anything. They got to get that to me, and they claim they're getting it to me as soon as possible. We'll see what happens. Okay. All right. So, outside of the car, the last thing I want to talk about, and then we're going to take a break, and then we're going to have callers for about a half an hour straight, okay? The last thing I want to talk about, my new PC. A lot of you might not know what I'm talking about. I ordered a new PC. This PC, originally, excuse me, freaking shorts are sticking to my ass here. Hold on. This new PC, originally, I wanted to have it delivered this week. Unfortunately, I did get a call. I ordered it from CyberPower PC, by the way. And, I got a call and they said, unfortunately, you ordered during the weekend when we, after hours. I ordered in the middle of the night. And unfortunately, there was a big sale going on that weekend, and we got back ordered on a couple parts, so we cannot deliver your PC this week. However, with a couple tweaks to the settings, we can, or to some of the hardware, we can actually have it delivered early next week. I said, perfect, let's just do that. So I got a beast of a processor, a 6-core i7 processor, a top-of-the-line, it's not tip-top of the line, but top-of-the-line NVIDIA GeForce graphics card. I think it's the TI 480 overclocked edition or something like that. I got a 256 gig solid state hard drive for the operating system and the essential programs that I'll have on there, such as XSplit. That stuff will be on the solid state drive. And I got a 3 terabyte storage drive where I'll have all the videos saved to, so that way it's not all reading and writing to the same disk. It'll actually be writing to a different disk to avoid issues. It also is going to have 16 gigs of RAM. I'm sorry, people are saying it's the TI 780, not 480. I had the number wrong. I don't have the stats in front of me. I knew I was going to screw it up. 16 gigs of RAM. And, a few bells and whistles here or there. I posted the full listing of everything that I got on the forums. Well, someone posted it on the forums. And also I tweeted it out. And it's really nice. I'm going to have a lot of fans. It's a full tower size, so I have an extra slot to put in a direct capture card. And I cannot wait because, I want to do 1080p quality video for you, and I also want to do 60 frames per second streaming and recording if at all possible. Now, streaming, I don't know if it'll be possible. We're going to have to see how it works, but I am going to love when I get to, wow, we're going to play Street Fighter right now, guys, and we're going to try to get full 60 frames per second and see how it runs, right? How awesome is that going to be to see if we can do it? And just 1080p. I wanted to do 1080p, and I tried to do it about a month ago, and I can't do it on this PC. This PC is wimpy at this point and cannot handle it. Just the whole thing the processor goes to 100%, and it just craps out. Well, that PC, again, was supposed to be delivered originally early this week. Then it got delayed till next week. I have an update for everyone. Ladies and gentlemen, my new PC is coming tomorrow. Yes, I got an email not 10 minutes before I started setting up for Hate Live tonight. My new PC is coming tomorrow, Friday. However, I'm not going to be doing it tomorrow. Tomorrow, I already have a full day plan. I'm going to be doing Shovel Knight on the Wii U first stream. Shovel Knight supposedly is a unique combination of Mega Man and Ghouls and Ghosts combined. It plays like both games, people are saying. It's a cool retro throwback. People have been asking me to play it all week. I'm going to be doing that on first stream. And second stream tomorrow, I'm going to be doing UFC. So tomorrow I have a full day of gameplay streaming already planned. But come this weekend, now we're talking. So maybe come Saturday, it's time to mess with this thing. Let's unpack it. Let's hook it up. Let's get all the programs like XSplit and everything installed on it. And let's see what we can do with this baby. Okay? So that is probably going to be coming on Saturday. And don't worry, I'll be vlogging the unboxing of the new PC. I'll be vlogging the whole process of me trying to do the capturing for the first time in 1080p and 60 frames per second. People are saying this should work fine. I have gotten 3 different devices over here in order to do direct capture. However, I'm going to show you the one that I think is going to work. This bad boy right here, AverMedia Extreme Cap U3. From what I've heard, this is a very, very good capture device, and it actually goes through USB 3.0. It has no delay whatsoever, apparently, so it's real time encoding. The only negative I've heard about this is that it doesn't have a video pass-through. So what I'm going to have to do is use a HDMI splitter, which I have, and it's a no-delay HDMI splitter that I've never used before. I bought it last year for my streaming, and it ended up not needing it. So I'm going to use it finally now, and we're going to have video going to the TV and to the PC at the same time, and we're going to try to do 1080p 60 frames per second sometime this weekend, probably with Street Fighter, and we'll see how that goes. So there you have it. That's what I'm going to try to do tomorrow. Not tomorrow, I'm sorry, this weekend. Okay. Phew. So that was a lot to talk about, and I'm sure I probably missed stuff. I obviously I didn't bring up any specifics about businesses. By the way, we did hang out. I do want to give a shout out to Carol Ann and Carrie, who are the 2 owners of Athena's Wink, which is a business that sells cosplay, anime, and video game related clothing and merchandise at conventions. And they were actually in Seattle for a My Little Pony convention, if you can believe it. And they were here for a few extra days, and we met up with them a couple days ago. We went and walked through a cool Japanese garden-like area here in my hometown, and then we went to this geeky gamer bar kind of place where they were watching Dota 2 on a stream on TV, and they had gaming-related beverages and food. I didn't vlog any of that stuff because, let's be honest, it's the first time we've ever really hung out with them outside of a convention atmosphere, and I didn't want it to be awkward. Oh, I'm recording everything. No, I wanted it to be more like we were kind of meeting up for the first time as friends, and when they come out here periodically for conventions, and when OJ is going to be out here with Carol Ann again come August for PAX Prime, we'll probably end up hanging out with them again. But we will be back to those places, especially that gamer bar was really cool. We'll probably go back there and vlog the different kind of drinks and foods and stuff that you can get there. It was really clever, the names and everything, and it was pretty good. So I want to give a shout out to them, and hope to see them again soon whenever they're in this area. Like I said, Caroline and OJ we might be seeing as early as August. So, all right, everyone, it is time for a break, okay? And then we'll be back, and after the break, we're going to have live callers on Skype to ask me all kinds of things about the move in Washington State. So don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. If you're on Twitch TV, don't go anywhere. Just stick around. I'll be back after a few minutes. If you're watching this on YouTube, just go ahead. There's a timestamp. You can click right on it and zoop, fly right ahead to the caller section. I'll be right back. See you in a couple minutes. it would probably help if I unmuted my mic. Okay, everyone. So welcome to the caller segment. It'll be about a half an hour of callers. Again, I want to apologize in advance if this doesn't work because I have not. I tried to test it. I tried to get everything working, but there could be problems. I'm going to open up my Skype right now, which I can't even effing see from where I'm sitting. God damn it! Can't see it. Where is it? There it is. Oh. My name on Skype is Darkside Phil. So go ahead. It's Phil with Darkside with a Y, by the way. Darkside Phil, go ahead and feel free to call me in. And we will try to get people in for Skyping. Alright, here we go. Oh my god, I forgot my glasses. They're in the car. I can't see. Fuck. I screwed up already. I need my glasses for this segment. I don't have them. Hold on, we're going to try this. Hello? Hello? Hello, is there anyone there? I guess that guy had the stream on a little bit too loud because not only could he not hear me, but he was incredibly annoying as well with that noise. So we'll try someone else. He blew it. Alright, let's try this one. Oh my god. Hello?
Hello, this is me, Aaron White, and I was wanting to talk. Oh, by the way, can you hear me?
I can hear you. Yes, I can. But if you could please lower the stream in the background, I'd appreciate it, sir.
All right. Okay. What I really wanted to talk about.
Yes.
Is basically, I've heard.
Okay, that was great. A great Skype call. Sounds like this man has died on the line. Sorry, the Skype is has failed, and I must hang up the call. That's 2 duds so far. What I'd like to talk about is basically blue. What the heck was that? That was wild. All right, let's try to get another caller. I don't know what just happened. All right, let us try this gentleman. Hello. What the heck was that? That was wild. Hello, is anyone there? Another caller. I don't know what just happened. What is going on? What is going on? Why are people not ready when I answer their calls? What is happening here? Why can they not hear me? I mean, he said he could hear me, that guy, right? Oh my god, this is not working out too well tonight. Alright, let's try this one. Hello? Hello? Can you hear? No, that one hung up automatically. What the heck is going on? What is going on? Dude, I can't get it to work. I can't get it to work. Let's try it again. Hold on, I'm going to close out all these. I'm going to close everything, and I'm going to open the first fresh one that pops up. This is not working out very well. I was hoping to get some good calls in, but things are not going very, very smoothly. Close all. All right, they're all closed now. Oh, no. Okay, now they're all closed out. I'm going to wait for a new one to pop up. Okay, let's try this one. This was the first one that popped up. Yes, hello. Hello, can you hear me? Can't hear him. Oh, I don't know what's going on. This is the same setup that I always used. I never had a problem, and now I cannot seem to hear. I cannot hear anyone, right? Except that one guy. I can't get this to work. I'll try it again. Hold on. Here, you know what? I'm gonna see if I can find someone who called in before. And see if I can, if it doesn't work for them, it means there's something wrong with the setup. It doesn't mean that it's the callers necessarily. Let's see here. Someone who's called in before. Here we, oh, hold on, here we go. Hello?
Hey, Phil.
Hey, Jordan, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you, buddy.
Okay, so you can hear me, and I can hear you. I don't know what the heck's going on tonight. I couldn't hear anyone. I don't know what's like Bizarro world.
I have no clue. I was sitting here like, okay, that guy got dropped, that guy got dropped, that guy got dropped. What the fuck is going on?
I don't know. So what's going on, man?
Well, I just wanted to call you and say, welcome to Washington. You know, I'm glad you're enjoying it. The house looks great. I gotta say that first of all. The house looks great.
Thank you.
But I remember, we were talking about capture cards, and
Yes.
I wanted to warn you of something. Hazard is the guy who helped me choose my capture card.
Okay.
He has the Blackmagic Intensity Pro, the internal one,
Okay.
and he tells me that thing is a CPU destroyer.
Huh.
So basically, that was one thing, and he said that the Avermia uses low CPU. I've used that for now about, I would say, 6 months, and never has gone really above like maybe 70% whenever I'm like really hardcore going on recording and stuff.
Good. Yeah, that is. I'm definitely think I'm going to use the external Avermedia. It seems like it's fairly new. The hardware itself is fairly new, and a lot of people have been saying as long as you have a lag-free HDMI splitter, that it's really good. But that's what everyone's complaining about, is that this doesn't have the pass-through, and that's why everyone doesn't get it, because they want one that has the pass-through and can do a good capture at the same time. But I'm okay. Like I said, I've had that splitter for a year. I think that hopefully, fingers crossed, when this PC shows up tomorrow, it works, unlike a certain other one, and I'll actually be able to, capture it in the 1080p, maybe for some games 60 frames per second, and it'll be great. It'll be a big step for me, that's for sure.
Yeah, well, I'm excited for whenever YouTube decides to actually put that 60 frames, true 1080p on YouTube.
Right, yeah, because that's what everyone's saying is right now it does not work. That like they're supposed to have it, but it does not work. Yeah, exactly. Like some people have said they tried to watch it, and actually it makes, if you can believe it, it makes the video choppier than if you just recorded it in 30 frames per second, which I don't understand. That's like completely counterproductive. Why would it be that bad? But
it's ridiculous. But honestly, I gotta say that it's a really good capture card. I really wish you the best luck. The only reason why I've stayed away from the external ones after that bad experience I had with the Elgato and all those is because afraid of the delay. That should be a hashtag, afraid of the delay, because that was the most annoying part, was trying to sync up my audio.
Well, I'm really hoping, again, fingers crossed, since this one uses USB 3.0, maybe I won't have that delay. I don't know. I hope. Someone contacted me on Twitter and said that they have that specific unit, they've used it, and it has no delay, and they like it. So here's hoping that it works for me, too.
Fingers crossed.
Right. If not, I might have to, again, it would really suck, but I might have to return some of these and probably go for the internal Avermedia and see if that one works. So.
Right. Well, I just wanted to wish you the best of luck. I'm excited about the new PC, and just wanted to say welcome to Washington.
Thank you very much for your call, sir, and thanks for letting us now see that it was not my setup that was screwed up. It was just, for whatever reason, a bunch of bad call experiences in a row. So, thank you very much, sir. Have a good night. All right. Well, at least I know it's not me. All right, everyone. So I'm going to close all these existing calls. Feel free to give me a call. Darkside Phil on Skype. We got about another 15-20 minutes of callers. Let's see here. Let us try this one. Hello.
Hey, Phil, what's up?
Hey, and who am I speaking with?
This is Chelsea.
Oh, Chelsea, what's going on, man?
Hey, I was wondering about your vehicle. Have they when you go to register it, have they told you if you're going to have to pay sales tax on that?
I probably will have to. I'm sure I'm going to be paying out the ass for everything that I do. I was fully expecting, people did say that when you do register a vehicle in the state of Washington that it's really expensive. I do know that.
Yeah, but yours is leased, so you're not actually buying it. So I'm wondering, since it's a leased vehicle, you may not have to.
I may not have to, that's true. I mean, of course, step one is actually getting the registration in my hand, so that's the first step in the whole process that I wish I would have already had done, but that's reality.
Also, about the Avermedia internal card.
Yes.
What are you talking about on that? Because I don't know of one that's an internal one.
Oh, apparently there's two versions of that Avermedia. There's the external that I have, and there's an internal that Jordan's been using for several months. And it's actually my fault. I had a brain fart when I was buying these because I didn't remember that he had told me that he had an internal version of it. But apparently he does, and he says he's been using it, and he's liking it too. But I probably would prefer using the external if I can get it to work, so I'm probably going to test that one out first.
Make sure you double check the specs on it, because the only internal ones I know of only are 1080i and 60 frames per second.
That could be it. Maybe he's doing 1080i and he's not even aware of it. It could be possible.
Yep. Well, that's all I had. I wanted to check with you. Hey, welcome to Washington, man.
Thank you very much, and thank you for your call, sir.
Yep, bye.
Bye. Very good. I didn't even know that was Jealousy. That was actually one of my my moderators on my stream, and I talk to him all the time about different PC stuff and stuff like that. I had no clue that was even him. Okay, let's close out everything here and get the next caller. Wonder if we'll actually have any callers about Washington, because we haven't had any yet. All right, let's try. This guy's been trying to get in. Let's try to get him in and see who this is. Hello? Hello, are you there? Hello? Marco?
Hello.
Marco? Yeah, oh yes, hello. Hello? Goodbye. I don't know what is going on tonight. I don't know what is going on tonight. Let me try to get someone else in here. Oh, my lord. Let's try this. Hello.
Oh, hi, Phil. I'm a long
Hello.
time of yours.
Oh, hi. Who are you? What's your name?
Kashane, and I'm from Canada, actually.
Cool. Kashane from Canada. Welcome to the show tonight. And what would you like to speak about?
Pretty much, the house, really. Did you find anything really particular weird about it? Oh, come on, dude.
Weird about it. Let's think. Well, first of all, like I said, when I first walked into that garage and I started finding some of the stuff that was in it, I was like, it's just peculiar things. Like, I get, like, who would need, like, 7 pair of industrial strength rubber gloves? You know what I mean? Like, I could see owning 1 or 2, but that was just, like, out of control. And like I said, there's random stuff that they would have left here. I guess really they just wanted to get the hell out of here and didn't really care about cleaning up a lot of the stuff. There's this weird Jake the Snake decal that is all over the garage. I swear to God, it says Jake the Snake, and it shows a snake. It's on the fucking cabinets. It's on the...
Just imagine him coming out of there out of nowhere, just out of your closet, just like... hey,
what the hell? What is Jake the Snake? I mean,
it just comes out of nowhere, man. It's like...
I'm trying to think what else. What I've from what
style or something, like from the grave, like.
Right. From what I've heard, the people were really weird. Like the living room right now is all painted like an off-white, but apparently the wall of the like imagine this wall behind me was the living room. Apparently they had a diagonal paint job, right? Like a line going down. The top half was mustard and the bottom half was tomato. Like, what the fuck? Like, who would paint it like that?
See Hammer, someone smoking some Britney and Bobby stuff. They like.
It's just very peculiar. Some of the stuff that I heard about these people.
You're just walking in and you're like, did I step into? What is this? You just walk out, just like, no, I don't want this house. No sale.
Yeah, another really weird thing. You can't see it in the office because in the office the whole office is white. But there's some rooms where what they did is they painted the walls a color and then the ceiling was white. For some reason, there's like a 2-inch band that they didn't paint. So it's like orange, 2 inches of white, and then the white ceiling. Like, why is there 2 inches of white at the top of the wall?
It's like they're telling you a cheat code to press, like orange, white, orange, white. What's going on? And then here, there's like a random sound come out, like you just see a keeper. Oh god.
The only other thing that really annoyed me was that the master bedroom's bathroom, the toilet, is crappy. Like, it's weird. The secondary bathroom we have in the hallway and the guest bathroom downstairs, the toilet's like industrial strength. You flush it, it looks like the fucking Satan sucking the shit down into the bowels of hell. It's so good, so powerful. But the one up here,
like El Diablo.
Yeah, the one up here, you flush it, it's like trickle.
What if it was a roller coaster ride that they built hidden underneath some random temple that they just dug under the ground while they were building this actual house that you're walking into?
I don't.
Just like that, just random tomb. You just hear some random ass singing music, like, and you're like, oh,
you sit down on the toilet
like, what is this?
You sit down on the toilet to take a shit, and all of a sudden you hear from between your legs, Kalima. Oh, no, I don't think that we were actually built over hell or an Indian burial ground, but
like, that's like the best prank you should do on Pandally. Like think about it. Like, it's like she randomly do it one day, and she's like, no.
Start banging on the pipes to scare her. All right. Well, I thank you for your call, sir. You have a good night.
You too, sir. Have fun in Washington, man.
Thank you. All right. We still got some time. A little over 10 minutes, so let's see if we can squeeze some more people in. If you guys want to call in, again, Darkside Phil on Skype. We'll close these current ones that were already open to get a new batch in. Let's do this one. This one just popped up. I cannot read it, but let's see who it is. Oh, it vanished. What happened? Shit. Fuck, now I'm getting overwhelmed. There's too many appeared at once. Hold on. I'm going to try to close them all and then open another one, because what happens is they all open, and if I don't click on them immediately, and I try to click on it, it doesn't work. It gives me an error. What the hell does this say? I got to answer this one. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, who am I speaking with? Waka waka waka.
My name's Justin. I'm one of your Detroit friends.
Oh, what's going on, Justin? How are you tonight?
I'm doing fine, Phil. How are you?
I'm doing well. I'm a little hot here in the office. I got all the fans blowing, luckily, right now. But besides that, I'm doing pretty good. So, what do you want to talk about tonight?
I'd like to talk about your opinion on like the consoles. Well, I don't want to say console war, but the three divide that's at the moment where people want Sony at the moment to die off, because if you already know, they're in dire money constraints.
Yeah, I don't know what happened. I cannot imagine what Sony did to be in such dire straits in regards to their finances. For those of you who don't know, who are watching the podcast, even though Sony right now is doing very, very well in the console market, the PS4 actually exceeded their sales expectations of what they thought it would do. And if you actually look at sales numbers for games, the PS4 versions of games are doing pretty well in the marketplace. Sony's other divisions are doing incredibly poorly. So we're probably talking like their TV division, their stereo. You know, Sony was an electronics manufacturer before they ever entered the console gaming market. So really, I think what's happened here is now they've become kind of the market leader for the next-gen consoles, but now the other portions of their business are just bleeding money. And so it's a shame, because you hear Sony #1 in gaming, but they lost a bunch of money this quarter. You're like, wow, you know, how could that be?
Yeah. And then it's just like, at the moment, because with everything that happened at E3 and everything, Microsoft like doing their stuff, and you know, supposedly they're going to be going down from 500 to 100 and stuff. It's like a big old thing where you're just like, now Sony is kind of getting the brunt of it, because I've been just seeing that everywhere. They're just like, oh, Sony, why have you betrayed us? Why have you forsaken us? Oh, you suck. Get the out of here. But yeah.
Well, I don't know. I maybe have not been, you know, because for the past month I've been so busy with the move, I really haven't been paying attention. I haven't really heard too much of that. What I have heard is that I think a lot more people are, at least for the short term, kind of jumping on the bandwagon with Microsoft. Those who were maybe were people who were skeptical of the Xbox One originally, because you had to buy it with the Kinect, because you had the it was going to have always online and all that shit. I think finally a year later, we've kind of wiped the stench of Don Matrick off of our bodies and said that that's in the past. That's not the direction Microsoft's going. And I think a lot of people, especially with this recent price drop of the Xbox One, have kind of had almost a renewed belief in Microsoft. And so now I think we probably will see this, in particular, this holiday season. It'll be very interesting to see how the PS4 and the Xbox One, in their, you know, second year of being there for the holidays, how they do sales-wise and which versions of games sell more, etc. I think, though, it's really, right now, it's so early. I mean, right now, you're always going to have these little knee-jerk reactions to little things and press releases and stuff, because the consoles are new. And the bottom line is, even though millions and millions of these have sold, they're so early on in their life cycle that it's going to be very hard to see. In 2 years' time, one of these consoles could easily get a console seller game that's so good that everyone wants to play it, and that one becomes the choice of the next generation. Or vice versa, one of these consoles could end up having everything run at really high graphical quality, 60 frames per second, while the other one just can't hold up to it, and that one ends up becoming the choice. We won't know. We won't know until we get 2-3 years into these life cycles of these consoles to see really what's going to happen. But I mean, with Sony basically dominating the early game, it was obvious there was eventually going to be a flip, and there was going to be a backlash. And yes, I think we all kind of expected that at some point Microsoft was going to find a way to at least get the common gamer interested in the Xbox One, which now that the Kinect is all but dead, I think we can agree, that $400 price tag for it, the fact that they've been trying to sell it with games and giving you games away for free and stuff when you buy the new console. I think it's going to kind of hinge on the holiday season, and then we'll move into the next year and see how stuff goes with that.
And who knows, maybe Nintendo might come out of nowhere and just like, hey, so here's a new system, buy it, it's going to do good.
I don't know. I think the problem with Nintendo, even if they were to do that, let's say Nintendo out of nowhere next year, boom, we have a new console, it's full 1080p, and it's 60 frames per second, and it has online that actually fucking works without stupid friend codes, and it does everything all the other consoles do, and it has this cool new gimmick of some bullshit that you like to do, because that's what Nintendo's all about, their weird gimmicks. I still don't know if the consumer at this point would feel confident enough in Nintendo to go buy that console, because now they've had a major flop under their wing, and are the consumers going to want to spend their hard-earned money on another console when who's to say that in 2 years' time Nintendo won't dump that console, right?
Yeah.
So.
And it's just like, it's crazy. Like, everybody's divided when it comes to consoles. Everybody's trying to buy one. It's like, at the moment, I don't even got a Wii U, but I got an Xbox One and a PlayStation 4, and I say that at the moment I really don't find myself playing those more. I find myself playing the PlayStation 3 and 360 a little bit more than that, even the PC.
Right. I mean, you're absolutely right. Right now, there have not been any really significant number of next-generation exclusive games that people need the next-gen systems to play. You've had a few. You had your infamous Second Son. You had your Titanfall. Look, I mean, but how funny is that? Titanfall. Oh my God, Titanfall. Who even talks about Titanfall anymore? How quick?
It's just like, it just ran under the rug. It's just like, oh yeah, Titanfall is the greatest thing ever. And then, wait, what's Titanfall again?
Right. But I think I knew that was going to happen. The day that I played it, I said, this is not anything, that you need to run out and buy an Xbox One for. And I think that's really what's happened is people are now slowly realizing, wow, there's nothing out right now that we need these next-gen consoles for. But that will change come this holiday season, come early next year. I think that's going to turn around, and we're going to finally see at least these next-gen consoles starting to mature, and we'll really see where they're going to go with them. So.
Yeah, and
right.
I'm sorry if I feel like I've been keeping everybody from your calls, but I'm going to let you go, Phil. It's been great talking to you, man. Like,
all right.
Really.
Sir, thank you very much for your call tonight, and you have a good one.
You too, Phil.
Goodbye. All right. We got time for 1 to 2 more calls, I'd say. So let's actually close up these callers right now, and we'll wait for the next batch to come in. Please send me a call if you'd like to get on the show tonight. Oh, okay. Let's try... I cannot really see very well. What? Does that guy's name say Super Fuck Frog? I gotta answer this one. No, that's not what it says. Darn it. Alright, hello. How's it going?
Yeah, good. Just a sec, I'll pause the stream. Hey, I'm Julian, and I'm from Australia.
Oh, Julian from Australia. How you doing tonight? Wow, it has got to be late as hell for you, isn't it? What time is it there?
No, it's only 1 p.m.
Oh, it's only 1 p.m. there. Okay, then I'm mistaken. Yeah. Very good.
Yeah.
So how's it going? What would you like to talk to tonight? What would you like to talk about tonight? Excuse me.
I just want to talk about PC, I'm currently planning to build a PC, and I was just wondering how you decided on what to use out of such a massive selection,
I can 100% tell you that I owe all of my selections in this PC to my fan base, to some very great forum posters who, when a couple weeks back when I announced I would be getting a new PC at some point when I moved out here, they created a thread on the forums, and immediately became like almost this think tank of people who were throwing ideas out of what they thought would be a good configuration. And about 3 to 4 pages in, it almost became kind of a consensus that I needed a 6-core processor. I at least needed the TI 780 graphics card. They didn't tell me to get the overclocked version, but they told me to at least get one of around there. They definitely recommended a solid-state drive for my primary hard drive to store my operating system and the essential like XSplit and programs like that on it. The amount of RAM, because I had no clue. They said get at least 16 gigs of RAM. So I pretty much owe almost the entire configuration. I mean, there's like 1 or 2 little tweaks here or there that I picked, like the fans and stuff, but they pretty much laid out what they thought would be the perfect PC, and I took all the ideas from everyone in that thread and kind of compiled them into one computer on CyberPower PC. For those of you who don't know how CyberPower PC works, you just go to their website and you can pick a base case for how you want your PC to look and how many slots it has, and then you literally pick every component that you want, from the motherboard to the processor to the graphics card, the RAM, the fans, the colors, if you want colored fans and stuff like that, the coolers. You can pick every single thing. So you can build an El Cheapo PC, or you can build a monstrous PC, which is what I did this time because I wanted to go all out, because I definitely wanted to have this PC to be kind of future-proofed for a few years, and I definitely wanted to be able to do the highest quality capturing and streaming right now. So really, yeah, that's the answer, is it really wasn't me. I mean, I've been out of the PC business I didn't even know what kind of RAM and what processors were even available. So really, it was kind of a consensus amongst the viewers who posted up on my forums.
Yeah. Well, I've because I've been looking recently, and like, I'm currently in year 12, so next year I'm going to university. So I'm building up for that, because I'm wanting to do a course in computer science. So I'll need it for that, but also for my entertainment, for games and stuff. You know, so I've chosen mine, like, handpick different stuff, so I'm looking forward to that. And I also wanted to ask, how are you planning for like the computer to make your content better? Like, are you gonna branch off to PC games, or how's all that gonna work out?
Well, first of all, that is a major thing, is that now that I have my own office, I actually have my desk set up in a positioning with dual monitors, so I can actually do real PC gaming without having to say, have it on a TV here and then I'm trying to squint at my monitor to the right. I'll actually have a formal setup to do PC gaming. And I think, one of the major things is, let's say, come the fall, let's face it, I think we all know that first-person shooter games run better on PC than on console. We all know that. I mean, that's just a given. The control scheme, you can do things faster with keyboard and mouse than you can with the gamepad. It's a well-accepted thing. So if there are major FPS games coming out this fall, I'll probably check them out on PC, since I'll have a beast of a PC. Yeah. The Witcher 3, I am very much looking forward to now. Yeah, that's going to look sick. If I can max out the settings on that, that's going to be sick.
Yeah, my friends got me into that. Like, I'm looking forward to it.
Very much, yeah. So, I mean, to answer your question, I will be checking out more games on PC. I'm not going to say, yes, I'm playing everything on PC, because I don't want to make that jump, especially because I do have to get adjusted to it. I'm going to have to get used to using this new PC. It is going to be a new experience. In addition to that, keep in mind, I will be playing on these 21-inch monitors versus on my 55-inch TV. And if I'm playing a new game with gorgeous graphics, it kind of sucks that I have to watch it on the the smaller monitor than on a giant TV over here. But at the same time, I understand for the quality of the gameplay that I'm making, if I want to make the best direct capture stuff, I may have to sacrifice. So I am going to be doing more PC stuff. I'm not promising you 100% I'm doing all PC, but I'll probably try to gradually do a mix of everything.
Yeah, for sure. Because I know my friend and I were discussing stuff about different strategy games, and we'd wish you'd play some, but obviously, your computer at the moment, like, you're running Battlefield and that, which so it's good that everything's evolving, and like, I'm really happy for you with the whole the Seattle move, and how everything's just sort of folded out for you, and you and Leanna having you're like becoming closer, and it's good. It's great.
Right, and thank you very much for that sentiment. I can say this, that things have gone pretty much as smoothly as they could. It hasn't been 100% perfect without any problems, but it could have been. Things could have been a lot worse. Let's put it that way. I'm very happy that my plans of saving money up for several years putting it into savings like I did, getting my credit rating really high, and being able to finance all the stuff I'm buying right now. This new PC, it's on credit. And it's on a credit that has no interest for a year. So I now have a gradual year to pay off the cost of this PC, versus if I hadn't had this plan in place, I would have, not been able to do this kind of stuff. So I'm very happy that things, for the most part, are working out well. And thank you very much for that sentiment, because I'm relieved. I will be honest with everyone, I was real nervous that I was going to come out here and things we're going to have problems, and immediately we're going to have giant bills because there's stuff wrong with the house. And for the most part, that hasn't happened yet, and that's great.
Yeah, sure. That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you very much for your call, sir.
Yep. All right. See you later. Have a good rest of the day and all that. All right.
Thank you, and you as well.
All right. See you.
All right. I think we have time for one more call tonight, everybody. So let's actually, I'll close everything. We will take one final caller here on Hate Live tonight, live from Washington. Let's see who we can get. And I'm waiting for a call to pop up. Okay. I tried to answer this guy before, but it didn't work. I'll give it one more shot because I tried before and it didn't work. It vanished. Something's going on here, because some people are appearing, and as soon as I go to click, they disappear again. All right, hold on. I'm just gonna refresh the board one more time, because now I've got about 5,000. Oh my God! I just clicked. There was 42 names on top of each other. Maybe that's the culprit. Let's try this. Hello. Hello, is anyone there? Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Goodbye. Someone watching about what they say in China. I guess it sounded like he was watching a playthrough of mine. Alright, one final caller. We're going to do this. Hold on, let me clear the board. We clear the board, and then I'll try to answer one. Hold on. Oh my God. There's too many calls. To clear the board. Okay. Alright, let's see if we can get this guy. Hello.
Hey, Phil.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I finally can hear you now. I called earlier, you cut me off because my Skype changed my input on my headphones.
Dude, that's exactly what happened to me when I was trying to start the stream tonight. For whatever reason, it detected a connection that I had plugged in already, and it just changed everything over and screwed me over too. So I hear ya.
Yeah, it changed the input to my microphone, which makes perfect sense.
Excellent,
yeah,
excellent.
So I'm actually glad to call you because there's something I wanted to talk about, something for your PC.
Okay.
And I've tried to contact you about this in the past, and I understand you probably get 10 million messages a day, so I understand about that.
Okay.
I called.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it's fine. I called, or I didn't call. I texted a message into Hate Live months ago, but the thing got picked and it was all jumbled up.
Oh.
I was asking about your video editor and how you've said 100 times how it sucks.
Yes.
The best
it is a piece of crap.
The best I can gather is that the reason why you're not jumping to Sony Vegas is because you claim that it's $500.
No, actually, the reason I'm not jumping to Sony Vegas is because I don't have time to sit down and learn Sony Vegas.
Right. Okay. The thing that I just want to let you know right now, just so that you don't waste a lot of money, is that Sony Vegas Movie Studio 13 Platinum right now can be bought and downloaded from Amazon for $40.
Wow.
Yeah. So
okay.
I can link that to you if you want me to. I can tell you right now, I have Sony Vegas Platinum 10, and I got that for $90 in 2009, and I don't even know 5% of that program, but I can assure you right now, for what you would be using it for, it would be more than enough. It's not that hard. I could, maybe later on, I could give you shortcuts and keyboard commands, but it's nothing like command. But the thing is I just didn't want you to go out and buy something that was way more expensive than you needed.
Well, thank you for that. Yeah, the one that I use right now, it's called AVS Video Editor. Excuse me. And I've used it ever since I started editing videos on YouTube. So you could just imagine, back in 2008, 2009, this is what I was using. And the only reason, quite honestly, that I do not use Vegas or another program is because, as you guys know, I spend a lot of time every day gaming. I'm not, I'm not like some of these other people who they do one playthrough a week and then they're sitting there video editing all week. That's not me. I actually just spend a lot of time gaming live on stream. So for me to game 4 to 6 hours a day, sometimes 8 hours a day, and then try to put time into learning another program, I just haven't had time to do it. Now, everyone's been telling me for years, Phil, you got to use Vegas because the one you're using is a piece of crap, and I agree. The one that I use, it has memory holes. That's the problem. It has gigantic fucking memory holes where if you try to put more than, say, 5 clips of anything into it, the thing completely dominates your computer. Your RAM, everything gets maxed out. It's a joke. So I definitely need to upgrade. Thank you for that. If you could shoot me a link to that in an email.
I can link it to you in Skype right here, right now, if you want.
Well...
Or I could email it to you later or something on the phone.
If you could email it to me, because right now, after this, quite honestly, I got to close everything out, and I'm going to be so busy trying to get this uploaded, I probably will not even see the link. But, yeah, shoot me an email.
Yeah, Vegas will definitely work. Even if, like, when I first got it 5 years ago, the older version that I have, it on my computer at the time was like 9 years old. That thing took 2.5 hours to render a 720p 10-minute video.
Oh, jeez.
But now on my gaming computer that I built myself, or just parts that I bought myself, it does the same video in about 15 minutes.
Nice.
So your gaming computer that you got, maybe not the same setup that I would have gotten, but it's definitely going to work for what you need. That computer will probably render out a whole lot faster than... I don't know if it'll be faster than this one or not. My processor's a little bit bigger. I went with an AMD processor.
Okay.
But yeah, it's definitely something. I'll email it to you later.
Sure, yeah. If you could show me a link to that, darksidephil@hotmail.com,
okay.
And I'll give it a look. More than likely, I probably, if it's only $40, more than likely I'll get it and I'll install it on the new PC. That way, to have even if I buy it and I don't use it right away, to have it on there for when I have the time to actually jump in there and try to learn it, I think it's going to be worth it versus what I'm using now, especially at the end of the year when I actually do my year-end series. It becomes a nightmare when that fucking program starts crashing on me after hours of work. I just want to punch through the wall.
Well, that's the thing. With my old computer, Vegas never crashes. It just takes longer.
Longer, right.
So with your gaming computer, I'd imagine it's not even going to be a problem.
Right, excellent.
So I will email it to me right now before I forget.
Great.
What was the email address again?
darksidephil@hotmail.com.
Okay.
It's a public one, so.
Okay.
All right. So thank you very much, sir, for your call. I appreciate it.
Yep.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, the very first episode of Hate Live from Washington State has been completed. I hope that... Why am I wearing this? I hope that you have enjoyed it. I hope that you have found it entertaining. I hope that now, for those of you who have not been following along the daily vlogs that I've been doing, you're kind of caught up with everything that's been going on with this process. Here's what I'm going to do, okay? I've decided that next week, since we have not done one of these in a long time, and since now would probably be the best time to do it, simply because... Hold on a second. Let me close Skype. God damn it. I can't see it. I gotta really move my modem because my modem keeps blocking my stuff. There we go. There we go. Yeah, if... for those of you who haven't been following along, the daily vlogs or whatever, I hope that this caught you up on everything. And I've decided that this week, I'm going to do Ask the King on Thursday. Now, Ask the King is my ongoing series where basically you ask questions to me, and I pick the best ones, and I answer them as best as I can on the show. The reason I'm doing Ask the King this week is because I feel there's going to be an abundance of questions about the house, about the new PC when it shows up, about my setup, all that stuff, and this would be the week to do it. I haven't done one in over a month. So if you would head over to the forums, there's already a thread up for this Ask the King. You could post your questions up there. Obviously, the day of, I also take Twitter and Facebook questions, but it'd be better if you post up in the thread so I can review those questions ahead of time and pick the best ones, okay? So that's going to be in 1 week's time. Here next Thursday, Ask the King on stream, and of course it'll also be uploaded to YouTube, okay? Thanks everyone for watching Hate Live. I hope to see you tomorrow for new gameplay with Shovel Knight and UFC. Also, for the unboxing of my new PC, for that whole thing that's going on this weekend with the new PC to see if I can actually capture in 1080p and 60 frames per second. Thank you very much for watching Hate Live, whether if it was on Twitch TV or YouTube, and thank you so much for your patience during the period of time when I was moving here and I was not able to do new content for you. Thanks for being patient. Thanks for the hiccups tonight. Thanks for being, understanding about that. And I will see you hopefully tomorrow, and I'll see you next week for Ask the King. Okay, everyone? Thanks. Have a good night. Peace out. I'll see you later. Toodles.
You